Record.
Sorry, I didn't open my microphone. I'm sorry. Individual dissipation of glamour. Preparation and formula. Identify and name the glamour. To take us more deeply into consideration of individual glamours in group work, let us consider these rules that follow, taken from a treatise of white magics, may sound too simple for the learned aspirant, but for those who are willing to become as little children, they will be found to be a safe guide in truth, and will eventually make them able to pass the test of adeptship. Some are couched in terms symbolic, others are necessarily blind, still others express the truth just as it is. 1. View the world of thought and separate the false out of the true. 2. Learn the meaning of illusion and its myths locate the golden thread of truth. Control the body of emotion, for the waves that rise up on the stormy seas of life engulf the swimmer, shut out the sun and render all its plans futile. Discover that thou hast a mind and learn its dual use. Concentrate the thinking principle and be the master of thy mental world. 6. Learn that the thinker and his thought and that which is the means of thought are diverse in their nature, yet one in ultimate reality. 7. Act as a thinker and learn it is not right to prostitute thy thought to the base use of separative desire. 8. The energy of thought is for the good of all and for the furtherance of the plan of God. Use it not therefore for thy selfish ends. 9. Before a thought form is by thee constructed, vision its purpose, ascertain its goal, and verify the motive. 10. For thee, the aspirant on the way of life, the way of conscious building is not yet the goal. The work of cleaning out the atmosphere of thought, of barring fast the doors of thought to hate and pain, to fear and jealousy and low desire, must first precede the conscious work of building. See to thy aura, O traveller on the way. 11. Watch close the gates of thought. Sentinel desire. Cast out all fear, all hate, all greed. Look out and up. 12. Because the life is mostly centered on the plane of concrete life, thy words and speech will indicate thy thought. To these pay close attention. 13. Speech is of triple kind. The idle words will each produce effect. If good and kind, not need be done. If otherwise, The paying of the price cannot be long delayed. The selfish words sent forth with strong intent build up a wall of separation. Long time it takes to break that wall and so release the stored up selfish purpose. See to thy motive and seek to use those words which blend the little life with the large purpose of the will of God. The word of hate, the cruel speech which ruins those who feel its spell, the poisonous gossip passed along because it gives a thrill. These words kill the flickering impulse of the soul, cut at the roots of life, and so bring death. If spoken in the light of day, just retribution will they bring. When spoken and then registered as lies, they strengthen that illusionary world in which the speaker lives and holds him back from liberation. If uttered with intent to hurt, to bruise, and kill, they wander back to him who sent them forth, and him they bruise and kill. 14. The idle thought, time's selfish thought, the cruel, hateful thought, if rendered into words, produce a poison of all the springs of life, lead to disease and cause disaster and delay. Therefore be sweet and kind and good as far as in thee lies. Keep silence, and the light will enter in. 15. Speak not of self. Pity not thy fate. The thoughts of self and of thy lower destiny prevent the inner voice of thine own soul from striking upon thy ear. Speak of the soul, enlarge upon the plan, forget thyself in building of the world. Thus is the law of form offset. Thus can the rule of love enter upon that world. These simple rules will lay right foundations for the carrying forward of the magical work, and will render the mental body so clear and so powerful that right motive will control, and true work in building will be possible. From Treatise of White Magic. When harmlessness and kindness in thought and word are practiced, and automatically become a part of a disciple's daily life expression, then glamour will end. Discipleship in the New Age, Volume 1. The potency of an integrated group composed of disciples who have a common vision and an established group purpose is very great and can be a real service to mankind. The newer Aquarian techniques include such group endeavors. The published writings by the Tibetan and Alice Bailey provide information for wise and useful experimentation in group work, which is undertaken as a spiritual world service and not as a means of spiritual unfoldment of the individual aspirant. Alignment. Before we begin, let us align as a soul and as a group. See our group approaching Master DK's study. Breathe in effortlessly and easily. See our group moving through the field of lotus blossom lining our path towards Master Decay study. We pause at the ivory door, which opens as the Master greets us and invites us in for our contemplative approach to advancing as a discipleship group into the study and dissipation of glamour as individuals supported by this group. We stand around Master Decay and see 3 windows filled with light. We stand in silence as he turns and faces the east. Together we enter into this point of light. We enter into a beam of directed, focused light, revealing a greater light and illumining the way to the center of the light, directing our way. Assuming the attitude of the observer. Envision your etheric body, your aura, which includes your health aura. Envision your astral, emotional aura. And finally, your mental aura, encapsulating your expressed etheric radiance and your place upon the path of evolution, your personality instrument. See the outline of these spheres, these auras in a unity. Now, imagine the interconnection, the elemental and devic streams flowing, relating, connecting these auras as a single unified field, and sound the words of Roberto Assagioli. I have a body. I am not my body. I have emotions. I am not my emotions. I have a mind. I am not my mind. Now, lift the attention within these united spheres to the highest point, the deepest point of life within your being, the soul, and say, I am the soul. I am light divine. I am love. I am will. I am fixed design. The preparatory stages. Using the sign of the cross of divinity, let us sound the protective formula. As a soul, I work in light, forehead, and darkness cannot touch me, center of the chest. I take my stand within the light, left eye. I work, and from that point, I never move, right eye. Master Decay tells us that one of the main attitudes of mind and of feeling which predisposes the aspirant disciple to being glamoured is a spirit of criticism. This induces more states of glamour than any other one factor, and here who shall say he is immune? When harmlessness and kindness in thought and word or practice and automatically become a part of a disciple's daily life expression, then glamour will end. My brother, this one factor lets in more glamour into disciples' life and into your life than you can realize. Consequently and frequently fail to see people as they really are, for you see them through the illusion induced by criticism by them. Consider in silence the glamour that we will focus on today. The glamour of criticism appearing as gossip within a group, and how this glamour hinders your progress. Formula for the dissipation of glamour for the individual. The preparatory stages. Recognize the glamour to be dissipated. This involves a willingness to cooperate with the soul in physical, astral, and mental ways in order to aid in the more technical work. Ponder on the implication in this sentence. A recognition of the ways in which this glamour affects the daily life and all relationships. Then the 3 stages of focusing of the light are undertaken. Focus the light of the mind and the light of matter in the mental vehicle. This is done by a process of lifting up and blending and fusion, employing the activity of the creative imagination. Meditate on soul light, bringing about the fusion of the light of matter, light in the atoms of the brain, the light of the mind, and the light of the soul upon the mental plane. Realize the 3 lights as one, unified light, a searchlight ready to be turned into the needed direction. Recognize the 2 aspects of preparateness. Align the personality. See the 3 aspects of the lower nature as constituting one functioning personality. Integrating soul and personality, See the personality and the soul as a unit. This is done through the dedication of the personality to the soul and its acceptance by the soul. These two lines of thinking, alignment of the three lower bodies as an integrated personality and soul personality integration, produce a field of magnetic thought and realization in which all the work is done. Pausing to focus the spiritual will, holding the mind steady in the light. Pause to brace oneself for the work to be done. Form a profound preoccupation with soul contact and initial preparation. Now focus the attentive mind upon the glamour to be eradicated. Not involving a consciousness of the glamour and its why and wherefore, but a turning of the attention of the integrated soul personality to the astral plane and the particular glamour. The attention is not turned to the astral body in seeking to do the work. This is a statement of major importance, because in destroying the particular type of glamour with which one is concerned, one begins to destroy their share in it, that in them which gives contact with the glamour, and at the same time prepares them for group service along the same line. This will not prove an easy task. The technique or formula. Act of the creative imagination. By an act of the creative imagination, endeavor to see and hear the soul, the source of light and power in the three worlds. Breathe out the Om inaudibly into the mind of the attentive, waiting personality, fusing and blending the light of the soul with the dual light of the personality. There, the light and power of the soul is retained and held by the positive personality, for a negative attitude is not desirable. The retained light and power, combined with the dual light of the personality, focused as we know on the mental plane, is seen generating an intense life which can be visualized as a searchlight of great brilliance and strength. It must be seen as a sphere of vivid, brilliant light, but not yet radiating out or projecting outwards. Act of visualization. When this act of visualization is deemed to be satisfactorily accomplished, a pause then ensues wherein all the will one has is focused behind the light, thus created by the fusion of the three lights. This refers to the stage spoken by Patanjali as that of the mind held steady in the light. This use of the will, soul personality will, is dynamic, but at this stage quiescent and not magnetic or radiatory. Next follows a process wherein the glamour to be dissipated and the searchlight of the mind are brought into relationship by the power of thought. The glamour and its quality, the searchlight and its power are recognized to be as they are, and the effect or effects to be brought about by the relationship are carefully thought out. This must not be done in such a way that the mind processes light and power will strengthen the already powerful glamour. It must be done in such a way that at the close of the process, the glamour will be appreciably weakened and eventually dissipated. This is an important realization. Having as far as possible achieved the needed concentration, realization, and relationship, then, by an act of the will and of the creative imagination, turn on the searchlight and see a vivid beam of light stream forth and pierce the glamour. Visualize a broad, brilliant beam pouring forth from the illumined mind on the astral plane. Believe that this is so. The act of affirmation. Then comes an important and difficult phase of the work, in which the glamour is named and seen in process of dissipation. Aid the process by saying with tension and inaudibly. The power of the light prevents the appearance of the glamour of criticism in all of its expression. The power of the light negates the quality of the glamour of criticism in all of its expressions from affecting me. The power of the light destroys the life behind the glamour of criticism in all of its expressions. The saying of these three sentences constitutes an affirmation of power and of purpose, and must be enunciated at a point of tension, with the mind held steadiness and with a positive orientation, with the mind held in steadiness and with a positive orientation. The act of penetration. Again, the sacred word is sounded with intent to produce an act of penetration. The light is then seen accomplishing three things: making a definite impact upon the glamour, penetrating the glamour and being absorbed by it, dissipating it slowly. As time elapses, the glamour will never again be so powerful and will eventually disappear altogether. Silence, as the glamour is been dissipating and the true being revealed. The act of withdrawal. This is followed by a process of withdrawing where the aspirant consciously and deliberately withdraws the beam of light and reorients himself upon the mental plane. Silently sound, so let it be, and help me to end all glamour and untruth. Mm.